What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Chris here from Cullowalla South Farm. Well, guys, I know it's been quite a while actually since I've made a video, but we got sick again with another nasty cold. We're finally getting out of it, but I continued working kind of through it, but I couldn't stop coughing long enough to talk to the camera at all. So we haven't made a video in a while, but we have been very busy. So we've been working on our sugar bush, and as you can see, we have completed our main line, at least down here. We've actually put in 2 main lines. This was the second one we did. The first one we did, I'll show you guys in a little bit. We opened up a whole new area that we haven't tapped before. We got about 45 taps up there now, actually a little bit more. It's about 45 trees, but a few of the trees are gonna be multiple taps. So I'm gonna call it probably 50 total taps up there on a main line, which will probably be gravity. This main line, we're going to build an off-grid vacuum setup for. We have some of the parts up in the shop already. We have some more coming. Solar panel will be here on Saturday. So yeah, that's the plan, guys. But right now, since we got the main line done, we actually connected one of our laterals that we had a couple years ago that was just on gravity. We've got that connected into the main line now over here. And we're gonna start connecting this lateral setup over here. I'm gonna make a few modifications to it, but we're gonna catch a couple more trees that we have in there, and then we're gonna cut it right here where that long run is, and we're gonna move it over and we're gonna connect it in. So unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to use this trail for the winter because it's gonna have laterals running all over it, but that's okay. Once sugaring season's over, we'll disconnect them and roll them back up so we can use the trail in the spring, summer, and fall. So anyway, guys, that's the plan. We're gonna get working. I'm gonna set you guys up and you can kind of see what I'm doing, but it is kind of cold out, and GoPros don't do the best in the cold. So we'll see how it all goes. All right, guys, so I'm gonna cut this long one here, and we are going to figure out, there's 2 more maple trees in here that we did not catch a couple years ago when we set up this lateral line because they were a little small, but they're actually big enough now. So I'm gonna have to run a little bit of tubing in there and kind of tee it off here. And then I'm gonna cut this line and we're gonna bring that over to attach to the main line. So I'll start with that and we'll go from there. All right, so that's cut. Now we'll get it set up over here and clipped off to our main line. I'll show you how I do that. You guys have seen me do some of this stuff before in past videos a few years back. The first time we did this, basically we have a special tool here which grabs onto the tubing and then allows us to put a fitting in here and press it on. So I'm going to try to set this up kind of here, and it's going to pull on the main line some, which is okay. And then we have some special fittings for this. Actually, I just had to run out and buy some more. Luckily, one of our local stores is carrying them right now. But it's basically a small fitting that has a hook on it, which can hook around the wire on the main line and basically hold the tubing tightly. The tension of the main line and the tension of the tubing, and kind of holds it all together. So what we're going to do now is kind of estimate roughly where we're going to be at, and we'll cut it again and then press on this fitting and clip it to the main line. Basically, just tubing clamps in. The fitting goes between these teeth basically to hold it. And you just carefully squeeze it on, trying not to have it slide off or anything. You do have to kind of mess with it a little bit sometimes. Some of these fittings are pretty small for these teeth. So we'll just kind of get it squared and best we can. Squared on and hopefully pushed right in. There we go. Sometimes they hold it at an angle, it helps too. Kind of catch, there we go. So, well, we put it on the wrong way, guys. So let's redo this, take two. I put the hook on the wrong side, unfortunately. So we'll pop this off. I'll grab another fitting. I will strip, obviously these are reusable. We'll just cut that tubing off later. But I did put it on the wrong way. So the hook needs to be that way so it clips onto the main line. So, and we'll just repeat that process once more. Get that on. Make sure the hook is the right way. Now it is. Hold it at a little bit of an angle. Push it right in. All right, so now that it's all pushed in, what we can do is pull our main wire over, clip it on, and there it is. Let me work a little bit over here. So it looks like we'll have to shorten up. So that's clipped on now. What I'll do is I'll use a saddle. We'll run another line here to a saddle. And I can actually do that now. I'll show you guys how I do those. So these are saddle pieces here that go on the main line. So I have a special little drilling tool here that we can clip on. And this, so you guys can see, this just kind of drills into the plastic. Makes a nice little hole. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. So that makes a nice little hole. And then the saddle piece, if you look on the bottom, has kind of a little piece there that actually goes into the hole, and it has a gasket. So then that just basically clips down. That clips right down on the line, and then we tighten it up. It does have like a little kind of ratcheting mechanism, so I just use a pair of channel locks here to kind of tighten it up as much as I can. Fortunately, I am not actually that big of a fan of this style. I have not found that they go on very easily. And if I had a place closer to get some, I would definitely probably get one of the other styles. So I have not been that happy with these, but that's it. So then all we have to do, guys, is run a small piece of tubing from here to there. And that's pretty much it. The lateral line is connected to the main line. It's pretty much how we do it. Because we're under vacuum, I'm trying to get at least 8 to 10 trees per lateral. Some of them, like that one, obviously has a lot more because that was a pre-existing. This one was originally about 20. We're gonna cut it in half, so we're gonna have 10 and 10. So down here where I cut it, what I'll do is I'll put a piece in, and then down on the tree down there, that'll come over and connect into the main line as well. So that's kind of where we're at, guys. We've been really busy trying to get this done because maple syrup season is very quickly approaching. There's actually some folks around us that have already tapped out and have already boiled with this weird weather we've been having. So, excuse me. So we're working hard trying to get this done. So I'm gonna sit you guys down, And I'm just gonna see if I can get a bunch of these connected real quick, and then I'll take you guys down here in a little bit and show you the section that we did last week. Got all done, the 50 taps. It's a little different because it actually runs down through a stream. So stay tuned, guys, and we'll go take a look at that. All right, guys, so we pretty much finished up down there for today. I'm actually have run out of tubing again. I have an order in for 3 more rolls that I have to go pick up probably tomorrow, so we can continue on with the laterals down there. But this is the section down here that we worked on last week. So we're right behind the sugar house here, and we basically caught a whole bunch of trees in here. We have 1 lateral that runs down. The main line is down here. It kind of runs along the little island there between the creek, and then have another lateral that starts up here, runs all the way down. It runs over and actually tees in with this one. Then another one over there, and then another one that actually runs up the valley there up to the top. So we got, I think it's right around 40 trees that we tapped, or that we got set up down here. A couple of which will get 2 taps. Most of them are only 1. They're smaller, but there are a couple big ones that will get 2. So we picked up quite a few trees in this area. I knew they were down here, but you know, until I actually came down here and counted and marked, I didn't know how many, and there were actually a lot more than I thought. I thought there was maybe 10 or 15 down here, but 40 is a heck of a lot more than that. So I'm pretty excited. I think it should be a pretty good running stand. It's got a pretty good slope, and with the brook, you know, should have plenty of moisture for making a lot of sap. So looking forward to it, guys. Looking forward to getting everything tapped out and really getting the season going. But we still got a lot of work to go to get ready. I'm still waiting for some parts, like I mentioned, for my vacuum setup that I'm doing, a little off-grid kind of do-it-yourself vacuum setup. We'll make a video on that when we get all the pieces together. And then we still have a whole nother main line to run. Now, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get this one fully tapped out. I'm gonna get everything down there that we've been working on tapped out. And then we're gonna start working on the other one while the sap runs. So days when the sap's not running, we'll work on the main line and getting everything done on that end. And the days the sap is running, obviously we'll be boiling. I'm hoping, I'd like to be tapped out in about 10 days to 2 weeks. The end of the month right now, from what the weather's saying, is looking like we're gonna get a warm up towards the end of January. Warm days, cold nights. So I'd like to get everything set to go. I know the sap has run a little bit in spots. I don't know if it's run on our property, but I know some other folks locally have already boiled. So there has been some running, so we'll see. The weather has gotten cold again, so that's good. Get all that sap back in the roots. So anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna end this one here. Hopefully, now that I'm not so sick, videos will come more regularly. But I've been really busy trying to get these sap lines in as quick as I can, to be honest, trying to get as much as I can done with these, because the season is definitely upon us. So anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna end the video here. And like I like to say, if you like these videos, please subscribe, hit the like button, and leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. And just remember, it'll be all right.